My name is Layla, and I am a 30-year-old office worker. I've been happily married to my husband, Ryan, for 3 years now. We work together and support each other, both at work and at home. Ryan is a wonderful partner who shares the house chores and puts effort into his job. We have a great relationship as husband and wife, but there's one significant problem that troubles me. The issue is my mother-in-law, Beth. Ryan is the eldest son, and because of that, Beth has a strong affection for him. While my husband admits that his mother can be overprotective and a bit of a hassle, he is not a mama's boy himself. Beth is the one who showers him with excessive affection, which creates some tension. Beth seems to view me as a threat or an enemy, as I married her beloved eldest son. What's even more interesting is that our houses are just a 20-minute drive apart, making us very close neighbors. Beth frequently calls us to visit her, and Ryan tries to politely refuse due to our busy schedules. However, if we don't visit her at least once a month, she becomes insistent and even storms into our house, leaving us with no choice but to see her. The situation wouldn't be too bothersome if it were just my husband dealing with her, but unfortunately, she also picks on and harasses me, which becomes quite annoying. Despite this, I try to remain polite and composed when interacting with her. One day, she offered me some tea, which turned out to be the third cup brewed with used tea leaves. Even though I tried to be grateful, the tea tasted extremely sour and bad due to some vinegar mishap. Trying not to show my discomfort, I couldn't help but frown and make faces, causing Beth to burst into laughter. In the midst of this challenging dynamic with Beth, I remain hopeful that things will improve, and I am committed to maintaining a harmonious family life with Ryan, despite the occasional trials caused by his overbearing mother. Ha ha ha, I love that face of yours. It really is worth teasing you around. And that is how Beth would suddenly pick on me in an unexpected way. And not only that, but she usually says something very abusive towards me. And the unfair thing is that Beth would never do that in front of my husband. Only when it is just the two of us, she picks on me and is mean to me. And lately, Beth has been picking on me again by asking me questions whether we are blessed with her grandchild or not. Oh, Layla, when are you going to get pregnant? Well, Ryan and I are both still working, so we're not really in a hurry about it. Besides, Ryan and I have been talking about not really planning, but waiting for an opportunity for me to get pregnant in a natural way. Well, it seems like that natural timing hasn't come at all. You are infertile, aren't you? Excuse me. Of course, you must be infertile. I really do feel sorry for Ryan for marrying a wife like you. Beth would say those horrible, abusive words to me, as if it was a normal thing to do. Why should I be the one being told this by Beth? First of all, it's not right that she sees me as her enemy just because I married her eldest son. And, it's also not right that she is directly attacking me verbally with these terrible, abusive words. I was honestly overwhelmed by Beth being like this and attacking me like this. I thought about talking to Ryan about it, but he had just been promoted at his work at the time and was quite busy with work. So, because of that, I didn't want to cause him any unnecessary troubles. I should take care of this by myself. Since thinking that, I then tried various things. I tried praising Beth, and on the contrary, I also tried arguing back to her about her bullying me. But none of them worked at all, because they only made Beth even more annoying than before. Then, I had heard that Ryan's little brother, Thomas, was getting married while I congratulated Thomas and his wife to be about their marriage. I felt a little bad for Thomas's partner Kimberly. I'm completely sure that Kimberly would be in trouble if she finds out that her mother-in-law was such an insane, jealous old woman. Afterwards, Thomas got married successfully to Kimberly, who is now his wife, and had a huge wedding ceremony. Kimberly was very beautiful in her wedding dress, and she actually used to be a model. She had a great shape, and seeing her in her beautiful wedding dress, I thought that she was going to be photographed for a wedding magazine. Then came the first New Year's after Thomas and Kimberly got married. At my parents-in-law's house, relatives gather for a dinner party on New Year's Eve. I was sure that Kimberly would be ordered around by Beth to help out around the dinner party. If she looks like she's having a hard time, then I should be there to support her. That's what I thought to myself, but I was surprised to see what had happened on the New Year's Eve. "Oh, Kimberly. Let's have a drink over there." "All right, Beth." To my surprise, Beth didn't order around Kimberly to help prepare for the dinner party at all, and just treated her nicely. "Oh, Kimberly, you're a very nice and lovely girl, and I'm just so proud of you. She's so different from my eldest son's wife, who does everything wrong when I ask her to do something for me. Having Kimberly here is enough. I don't need any other wife other than her." That's what Beth would say to all our relatives. I was filled with anger and embarrassment. It seems that Beth thought that she could be the center of attention just by being with Kimberly, who is a model, and everyone would be around her. So that's why Beth seems to like Kimberly more. On the other hand, Beth would still pick on me whenever we are alone in the kitchen. "You really are an inconsiderate person, aren't you? If someone has an empty glass, go pour a glass of beer right away. Compared to Kimberly, you're not beautiful, and the only thing you're good at is doing your best at house chores. You're a woman who is infertile, and who can't even get pregnant, so just hurry up and do the chores." Beth treated me like that, and in this way, I saw a huge gap between how I was being treated and how Kimberly was being treated by Beth. I think it's amazing that she can change her attitude so blatantly. I tried not to provoke Beth any further and returned to the dining hall after listening to her accordingly. While I was eating at a table away from Beth, some of the relatives who were sitting nearby encouraged me. "Beth is a person who would take things for advantage. I mean, she changes her attitude so blatantly. You really are having a hard time, huh? Now that Beth's in a good mood from the drinks, you should also enjoy the food and drinks while she's being like that." Thank you. Since some of the relatives are kind to me in this way, I have managed to endure the crappy treatment from Beth. But then, something unbearable happened. One day, my husband received a phone call from Beth. "What? Dad's 60th birthday celebration?" Yes. We were planning to all get together as a family and celebrate his birthday. Of course you will come, right? Yeah, I will. Could you also ask Layla for her to come to the celebration too? Sure, I'll ask if she can make it or not. Beth has a really loud voice, so I could normally hear her voice from my husband's phone, and I could understand what she was saying. "Well, I think you heard all about it, but what do you think, Layla? Do you think you can go?" Well, I thought about it. I really did not want to see Beth as much as possible. But, it would create bitter feelings if I was the only one not attending Jack's 60th birthday celebration. Thomas and Kimberly would definitely be invited, and they would go, so if I don't go, then I would only be the one not attending. Well, Beth wouldn't bully me when Ryan is there with me. So, I guess I'd be fine. I told Ryan that I would attend, and then the two of us went shopping for a gift to celebrate Jack's 60th birthday. About 2 weeks later, the day of Jack's 60th birthday celebration arrived in no time. We were told that the party would start at 6:30 p.m., so my husband and I went to the dinner party on time. We headed for a fancy restaurant where we had been invited by Beth. When we arrived and were shown to the private room, all the other relatives were already there. "Oh, so everyone had already arrived. You're all early." My husband said that, and to that, Thomas replied, "No, Mother told us that today's dinner party starts at 6 p.m. What? No, it's from 6:30, right?" My husband looks at me as he said that. To that, I said, "Yes, Beth called me the day before yesterday about the start time and told me that it would be from 6:30 p.m. Then, to this, Beth says, "I clearly said it would start from 6 p.m., didn't I?" Layla, you must have misunderstood. and she began to get angry. I don't want you to talk as if it was my fault, when you're the one who got it wrong. As she said that, then it hit me, that I was being set up. Beth was trying to make me the bad guy, to get everyone to blame me. Oh, there. It's not like we're going to run out of food, and now that we're all here, let's get on with it. Jack, who was the main host of the party, said so, and it was settled for the time being. My husband and I walked to the end of the dining hall where there was an empty seat. But then, I noticed something. When I got there, there was only one seat left. It can't be. It was Beth who had organized this dinner party. There was no way that Beth would not have prepared a seat for Ryan. This means that she probably did not prepare a seat for me on purpose. She probably lied to us about the starting time because she wanted to make sure we would be the last to arrive. You didn't prepare a seat for me. When I asked her that, Beth said this with a huge grin on her face. Oh? Did I perhaps make a mistake? Did I miss a seat for you? I'm sorry. I thought I had enough seats for everyone, but I must have made a mistake then, Beth lied in a way that was completely easy for me to understand that it was a lie. Then, Ryan said, I'll see if I can get another seat. And left the room. I felt a little awkward being in this room just standing around, so I left and waited for my husband to come back. Then, for some reason, Beth also came out of the room. Beth seemed to think that this was a good chance to be alone and bully me. Your panicking face was a masterpiece. Aren't you ashamed at all for doing this? If Jack or Ryan finds out about you bullying me like this, they would be furious with you. Excuse me? Of course they won't find out. I'm bullying you in a way that they won't ever find out about it. I see. But I really didn't think that you wouldn't prepare a seat for me here today. Because a wife is only a stranger. And because we're not even related by blood, you know. This is a family gathering, so there is no need to prepare a seat for a person like you. Then, what about Kimberly? She's a wife too. She is special. If she's there, then everyone would also pay attention to me. I see. Well, I've had enough. Even if I could get an extra seat, I'm leaving. Well, duh, of course. Who would even allow you to attend to this party? Oh, but you will have to pay for the restaurant bill. Beth looked so proud of herself as she said that. But, I have had enough, and I couldn't take it anymore. I will not obey with what Beth says anymore. Oh, do stop talking nonsense, Beth. I will never pay for someone's bill who is a stranger to me. When I said that, Beth's face turned bright red. This is not any nonsense, and also. What are you saying to your own mother-in-law? Oh, no, you said it yourself, Beth. That a wife like me is a stranger. Or, do you pay for other people's meals and drinks, Beth? Well, you certainly don't look like such a saint who would even do that, though. Just shut up and pay up. How persistent are you? I'm leaving now. Oh, and no. Are you really leaving? When I really tried to leave. Beth began to panic. What do you want? You're the one who kicked me out, you know. Well, it's my treat for today's celebration. That's why I'm supposed to pay for this dinner party. Oh, so you mean to tell me that you showed off with this fancy restaurant with the intention of making me pay for it? Why yes, that's right. So, you have no choice but to pay for it. Beth's logic completely made no sense to me. I felt ridiculous and said, I'm leaving, and headed for the exit. Beth was screaming at me, but I ignored her and left the restaurant. About 5 minutes later, I received a phone call from Ryan. Layla, where did you go? Mom said that you left on your own. I really can't stand it anymore. Huh? What are you talking about? You'll understand when you hear the recording I'm about to send you. I hung up the phone and sent my husband the conversation with Beth that I secretly recorded earlier. I had actually decided to handle the situation myself without consulting Ryan about it, so I made sure to start the recording app whenever I was alone with Beth. A little while after I sent the recording, Ryan sent me a message saying leave it to me. Since Ryan said that, I left him to it, and I went on home. Half an hour later, Ryan called me to tell me that he had kicked Beth out of the party, and that I should go over to the party. So, I did as I was told, and went back to the restaurant. And when I entered the private room, Ryan, Jack, and Thomas came over and apologized to me. Layla, I am deeply sorry for not realizing the terrible things my foolish wife was doing to you. I should have been more vigilant and protected you from her actions. I feel immense remorse for all the pain I've caused you. When they all apologized to me, it brought some relief, but it doesn't make up for the suffering you endured. According to Ryan, he played the recording in front of everyone and confronted Beth about her actions. With the evidence undeniable, Jack grew furious and decided to divorce her on the spot, kicking her out of the restaurant. Even when Beth asked for Kimberly's help, she refused, knowing the real reason behind her sudden kindness. Nobody took Beth's side, and Jack firmly asserted that he couldn't tolerate her behavior any longer, leading to the divorce. Finally free of Beth's presence, there was an opening for one more person at the dinner party, and I got to attend. We celebrated Jack's 60th birthday joyfully, and he appreciated the gift my husband and I picked out for him. We shared the bill with Thomas and Kimberly, and the evening ended on a positive note. Beth's life took a sharp turn after the divorce. She now lives alone in a rundown apartment, struggling to make ends meet with a part-time minimum wage job. Witnessing this, I couldn't help but vow never to mistreat a wife. If I have children in the future, I'll ensure I never become like Beth. For now, I'll cherish our peaceful married life to the fullest. It's incomprehensible how Beth tried to make her daughter-in-law pay for the restaurant without even preparing a seat for her. Her bullying and mistreatment of Layla appalled me, and I can see why Jack chose to divorce her. She deserves the consequences of her actions. Layla, I wish you a lifetime of happiness with your wonderful husband. You deserve to be treated with love, respect, and kindness, and I hope your life together will be filled with joy and peace.